The Hague, the Netherlands. In the early 2000s, a nurse named Lucia de Berk worked children's wards at night. First at the Juliana Children's Hospital, later at the Red Cross Hospital nearby. In September of 2001, a 5-month-old infant with a congenital heart defect died unexpectedly on her ward. It happens on a pediatric ward, but hospital management started asking a different question. How often was Lucia on shift when a child's condition suddenly, unexplainably, turned? Hospital administrators pulled years of shift rosters and compared them against every unexplained death, cardiac arrest, and resuscitation on the ward. Lucia had been present for an unusual number of them. A forensic psychologist calculated the odds that this was coincidence. The number he gave the court, 1 in 342 million. In March of 2003, a court in The Hague convicted her of 4 murders and 3 attempted murders. On appeal the next year, that grew to 7 murders and 3 attempted murders. She was sentenced to life. She said, from the first day, that she had done nothing. Almost no one outside her own family believed her. A philosopher of science named Ton Dirksen started reading the case file, not as a lawyer but as someone who studied how people reason. He wanted to see the number for himself. The error was almost embarrassingly simple. Treat a nurse's 3 wards as separate, independent events and multiply their odds together. And you can make anything look impossible. Do the same math correctly on the very same data, and the number changes completely. 1 in 44. That's what the same data said once the arithmetic was fixed. Not impossible, not even particularly unusual, once you account for the plain fact that some nurses are simply present for more shifts and more cases than others. In 2006, Dirksen published his findings as a book, Lucia de Berk. It reached a body the government had created after an earlier wrongful conviction case to re-examine closed convictions. Hers would become one of its most famous reviews. One of the convictions rested on a heart medication called digoxin, said to have been found in the baby's blood at a poisonous level. But the test used couldn't reliably tell real digoxin apart from a substance that occurs naturally in infants. A more precise test found a much lower level, consistent with the digoxin treatment the baby had already been on, and it stopped 2 months before she died. In October of 2008, the Dutch Supreme Court ordered a full retrial, nearly 7 years after her arrest. Other statisticians ran the numbers their own ways and got other results. 1 in 1,000, 1 in 44, others still. They didn't agree with each other. But none of them came anywhere close to 342 million. On April 14, 2010, the prosecution itself asked the court to find her not guilty of all 7 murders and all 3 attempted murders. The Ministry of Justice apologized, and so did the prosecution service. Her former hospital paid a settlement of 45,000 euros. A second settlement with the prosecution service was never made public. Her case is taught now in law schools and statistics courses as the textbook example of a number that sounded certain and wasn't. It has a name, the prosecutor's fallacy. Lucia de Berk died in August of 2025 at 63 after a short illness. She had spent 15 years as a free woman, formally, legally, on paper, innocent. I read the number that convicted her. I read the corrected one too. Nothing about her shifts changed between the two. Only the arithmetic did. 1 in 44.